trick-or-treating training for door greeters. And most of us never know how to act when you open up the door to give candy out. And being a kid at one time and having 5 brothers and sisters, there was so many experiences we went through. And from a kid's point of view, it is very, very hard to tell an adult what you don't like when you go trick-or-treating because it's free candy. But from a kid's point of view, these are some of the trainings us adults need to learn when we're greeting the kids for trick-or-treating. And we've got a couple suggestions today while I was at work from kids. And here are some of the training rules for if you are going to be a door greeter at Halloween. Number one is never ask the kid to come in and show their outfit to everyone. One of the most embarrassing things to ever have to do is walk in somebody's house that you don't know and turn around at least 4 or 5 times to show everybody that's sitting on the recliner, the couch, and over on the other side watching TV, your outfit. And then the other kids behind you are all like, we're leaving, we're out of here, we're gone, because they're not going to come in and show their outfit. They want their piece of candy, they want to head out and run to the next house. That's the whole deal. So you're wasting their time, their precious time, and since there's a time limit, a bad time limit this year, like 1 hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half to trick-or-treat, you got to hit as many houses as you can and have them stand and turn and twist and show everybody your outfit. If you want to see their outfit, get up, go look at their outfit. But you know, the ones you have to sit and turn and come in somebody's house, we dodged them as fast as we could, especially if they caught the first one. We were like out of there. Candy wasn't that important. All right, number 2. Oh yes, you just heard. Get rid of the yappers. These little dogs. And yes, I do. I put my dogs up at trick-or-treating time because the worst thing a kid can go through is to knock on the door and that little chihuahua, poodle, whatever, come darting at the door, hitting that door as hard as he can, barking for 20 minutes before the person gets out of the chair with the bowl to bring you a piece of candy. I mean, and then when we opened the door, they had to kick the dog about 5 times just to open the door. They stick their hand out and you had to just hold your bucket and try to grab the candy without them dropping it on the porch. So, number 2, get rid of the yappers. Put them up, put them in the back room, any place your little sweet dogs you can put in a cage, anywhere for trick-or-treaters, because everybody doesn't love your dog. And not everybody, especially the trick-or-treaters. All right, number 3, never look at a trick-or-treater and say, aren't you too big to be trick-or-treating? One of the worst things to ever be told is you're too big, because you still want to, and you could be just a bigger kid, because we always went trick-or-treating with our schoolmates, and there was always one just a little bit taller than the rest of us, and somebody had to hurt their feelings and say, you're too big to be trick-or-treating. And that was the end for that kid. He got in the car or they quit trick-or-treating the rest of the night. So never hurt a little kid's feelings. I mean, if they got the galls to go out and they're 6 foot, let them. Give them a piece of candy. That's my theory. But yeah, never tell a kid they're too big to be trick-or-treating. That's just not good. Okay, number 5. This always happened to us because, you know, there was always a smaller one. Not tiny, just a smaller one. And when they opened the door, they would let, oh, y'all are so cute. And the smallest one, they'd hold the bow and say, get as much as you want. While all of us others stood there and watched. And the little kid would take at least 2 big handfuls, 14 candy bars, and go for the second hand and another handful. And then when it got to us, they handed us usually one piece that was a sucker or some kind of candy that none of us would have ate. And the little kids' bag was full and we had one piece. And that's after walking up a 3-mile driveway. But never let the little kids just get as much, especially when there's other kids standing there, because it's really not fair for the other kids. And no matter what age you are, you still want more than one piece. Just good ethics. Hand everybody 2 pieces. That way, no one gets a lot more than the other kids. Number 6 is a good one. Never ever give crappy candy. Oh gosh, we used to get some of the worst candy and treats that we were never ever allowed to eat. I mean, if we named some were so funny that it was just, you would not even believe it. You would not even believe it. But we would receive homemade candies, out. We would receive apples, oranges, out. Okay, we would receive one lady, and this was one of our funniest times. All 5 of us went to a little old house, and it was kind of way back, sitting back, and there was a real old lady that come to the door, and she gave us all a handful of popcorn and dumped it in our bag. Oh, it was funny, and I remember my mother telling us all, don't eat it, don't eat it. But, you know, a lot of people don't know. They just throw stuff in there, and, you know, when you get home and dump that bag, you ain't going to be allowed to eat it. Parents are going to throw it away. So just don't give it. Make it easy on them. Don't give things that are unwrapped, you know. Popcorn, who would do that? Rice Krispie treats, homemade candy. I mean, unless you actually know the people and, you know, you live beside them and you tell their parents out there, you know, we made this for them, they ain't going to be allowed to eat it, so they're going to have to throw it away. This is a big one. If you're not going to give candy out and you have no intentions of watching all these little kids come to your porch and you hate the idea of Halloween, turn the porch light off. Oh, and especially, you know, these kids are walking miles to your house, and usually it's the longest driveway, you know, like mine, 4-mile driveway. The lights are on bright, the front door's open, and you go to the door and you start banging, and you bang, and we're all standing on the porch looking at each other. Are they coming? Like, I don't see anybody, and we're looking through the house, you know, from the door. We keep banging and banging, and you know, the little kids were dragging them up there, you know, through weeds and leaves and ditches, and we're still banging on the door, and, you know, we get halfway down the steps, and, you know, we're still banging on the door, one is, and half of us are leaving, and all at once, here comes somebody to the door. So we all scramble back up on the porch, and they say, oh, we don't have no candy, we're not giving candy out this year. There you go. You know, 5 little nutheads walk off disappointed, walk the whole mile, you know, kicking dirt, kicking rocks, mumbling under their breath because they had to walk a whole mile to your house and you weren't giving candy out. That's a no-no. Big no-no. Never, ever sit outside in the yard in a chair dressed up scary for the bowl of candy. I mean, my sister, that was worse than sitting on Santa's lap. Smoke would come from her feet to run from anybody sitting outside dressed up scary giving out candy. We were so scared of walking up to some adult dressed as some zombie or monster, and you know, those houses, we just completely seen it as we were coming. We ain't going there. Because usually they jump up out of the chair and scare you, or, you know, a lot of them love to dress up, but when they're scary giving out candy, it's pretty scary when you're little, walking up to an adult dressed up as a scary monster. Okay, last but least, never check each kid's bag to see how much candy they got. and look at the one with no candy and say, well, he doesn't have none, and hand them so much more. Because usually that one has dumped their candy out in a nearby car or a nearby bag, hid it behind the tree, so they look pitiful, like they didn't receive candy. And all of us is carrying our heavy bag because we've been running candy. And this guy just kind of snuck his real bag and grabbed his light bag to get, and those are the tricks a lot of trick-or-treaters play. But I just thought it would be fun today to do a little Halloween special on how to be a door greeter, the training, because nobody tells people, the adults, what to do on trick-or-treating or Halloween. Now they definitely tell the kids what to do, and how to go up the steps, and anytime you scare a kid and they don't want to come to their house, they never run back straight toward the sidewalk. They always take a veer left or they veer right. They hit a ditch, do 2 flips, there goes the candy, and Halloween sucks after you dump your candy in all the leaves. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my little Halloween special on how to be an excellent door greeter this year. Make sure you have all the great candy bars. Make sure you give at least 2, 3, or 4, because that's what the kids like, are the candy bars. And if you're a really, really good door greeter, you'll buy those dollar toothbrushes and hand one of them with the candy bars in their little pumpkin as they walk by. All right, guys, I hope everybody has a wonderful Halloween and enjoys the evening. And we will see you next time on Annie Farmer's Farm. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great Halloween. I'll put you yappers up. You guys go up Halloween.